Ladies and gentlemen, if elections were held today in the Republic of Kenya, in Bungoma County, who do you think will prevail? Will Moses Masika Wetangula prevail, or will Edwin Sifuna prevail? I'm asking that question because today something happened in Bumula constituency that caught my attention. Moses Wetangula was in a church service. Also present was the member of parliament, Wamboka. I want you to listen to this part and study the reaction of the audience. Can you imagine? Moses Wetangula was seated right there. Is Moses Masika Wetangula losing the grip of Bungoma County to Edwin Sifuna? Because even after that church service, they went out and Wetangula had his people. Wamboka solo this side. Again, listen. And to understand the situation, I want you to listen very closely and pay close attention to the body language of Moses Masika Wetangula, addressing the same people, the same event.
Because wewe na mimi Jack, hatuna mabishano. What you want, I don't want. What I want, you don't want. Mimi niko kwa safari yangu, wewe uko kwa safari yako. Heshima ndio mimi nataka, and you know very well. I always refer to you as Mheshimiwa Jack. I never talk to you in derogatory terms, and I never will. I'm properly schooled. I'm well-mannered in public etiquette.
In an ordinary circumstance, Moses Wetangula would not be begging Wamboka. Wamboka would not have been allowed to face off with Wetangula, which means things have changed. In this video, I want to talk about that particular incident and why Wetangula is actually losing the grip of Bungoma and of course the entire Western Kenya alongside Musalia Mudavadi. Before you do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened there is a clear indication that Wetangula is losing the grip. And I've been studying Wetangula. Of late, he's been very consistent about running for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. Why do you think he's making that declaration?
Mimi siwezi na sitarudi nyuma hapa kutafuta kiti ya useneta au ya ubunge au ya ugavana. Mimi naenda wapi? Na hiyo safari sitaenda peke yangu. Kwanza lazima nisimame na watu yangu, msimame na mimi.
The truth is, Wetangula is making that declaration because the ground is now shifting and tilting towards Edwin Sifuna. Why do you think that's happening? Number one, there is an Edwin Sifuna wave in the Republic of Kenya today. And that wave was caused when Edwin Sifuna was removed as the SG of ODM party by the party. And that wave has now outgrown ODM party. It is now spreading. And the first place where it's being felt the most is Edwin Sifuna's backyard, which is the Luhya Nation. Because the Luhya Nation are now seeing Edwin Sifuna as the hope and the future of the community. So they are now trying to protect Sifuna because they know that the country has kind of embraced Edwin Sifuna. And Edwin Sifuna, if he were to run, has a high chance of winning the presidency if he becomes the sole presidential candidate representing the opposition. So the Edwin Sifuna wave is what is interfering with Musalia Mudavadi and of course even with Moses Masika Wetangula. The other day, you saw how Mudavadi was crying also like a baby over Edwin Sifuna. That's number two. And this is something which I think is happening not only in the Luhya Nation. There's a kind of generational change politics which is sweeping this country. I'm 100% sure that if, for example, ODM party had not endorsed, say, Oburu Dinga, the noise would have reduced a bit. Because the young people feel that the old guards are stopping them. And that's why, if you look at ODM, the two factions, most of those people who went with Sifuna are young people. That's why Orengo is also finding it very difficult to actually fit. So in the Luhya Nation, the people down there, they've operated with with the Mudavadi, they've operated with Musalia Mudavadi, Wetangula. Now they're seeing a young man in the name of Edwin Sifuna. And that generational change politics is actually dangerous for the status quo. They're going to be swept away. Number three, and I don't know whether it's the truth or not. There's a feeling in the Republic of Kenya that William Ruto made promises. And most of those promises have not been fulfilled. If you go to Nyanza, William Ruto has been camping there. And strangely, the people of Nyanza, probably because they've been deprived of development for a long time, feel that the president is doing much. But what about the Luhya Nation? What can President Ruto point to the people of the Luhya Nation that have done for you this mega project? Those are the issues. Weta and Mudavadi are seen as the face of William Ruto's government in the region. But if those people are saying they are not seeing development, what do you expect them to do? Politics is politics. They can't start clapping for things they don't see. So probably the president and his team will have to do an extra work. Go straight to the people directly. Explain to them what you've done. Counter, because that's the main issue. Lack of development projects and unfulfilled promises. Number four, and this is something which I think at one point I analyzed in my channel. This could be William Ruto's strategy to tame Wetangula. You see, William Ruto was able to persuade Mudavadi to fold his party. He also made attempts to persuade Weta to fold Ford Kenya. Wetangula refused. And for me, Wetangula did well because for Wetangula to survive politically, he must have a political party. For him to be supported by his kinsmen, he must have a party they identify with. Like Ford Kenya is predominantly Bukusu. And also, folding a party, then you fall out again, would have been very dangerous for him, politically speaking. But the truth is, since he refused, his life has not been very easy. At the National Assembly, there was a point, there were even talks that ODM party wanted the seat of the speaker. Then you leave that, you come home. Serious problem. So I think someone is igniting fire for him so that he will have to go back to the president for help. That's something I know for sure. He's being checkmated. And number 5, I think there was this UDA-ANC merger. That merger, the effects are now being felt. It, in a way, isolated for Kenya. And remember, Wetangula is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Ideally, is not party leader per se. He's just doing it with impunity. So he can't do much. He can't play politics, hard politics, the way he used to play before. And that is slowing him down. And the moment he's slowed down, these guys want to Mgonga. And of course, I'm also looking at post William Ruto's politics as the reason why Wetangula is losing the grip. Wetangula is looking at 2037. Sifuna is looking at 2027. Wetangula is sort of looking for running mate in 2027. Sifuna yakeni very clear. If he fails to win, if he fails to secure the presidential bid, then he can be a running mate. And even if that were to happen, he's built for the future. So I don't know what you think, but I think because of those reasons, Wetangula is actually losing the grip of Bungoma County. And that will mark the end of Moses Masika Wetangula if he were to lose the grip to Edwin Sifuna. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.